Alright, this is the running record for Earthquakes, a Yellow U nonfiction with the student Ethan. Alright, Ethan, I'm going to have you read up to a certain point. Once you get to the black square, you are going to stop. After we read this, I'm going to ask you some questions to test your comprehension of the book. Do you have any questions?
No.
Okay. Start at the beginning.
What takes place during an earthquake? Huge tremors shake the ground. Buildings sway back and forth. Highways crumble and bridges collapse. While it's true that major earthquakes do cause all this damage and more, you may be surprised to learn that not all earthquakes are so destructive. Scientists say several thousand earthquakes may be happening across the planet every day. However, the majority of them are so slight that we don't even realize they're happening. Measuring earthquakes. Seismologists, scientists who study earthquakes, measure how strong an earthquake is. It's using a device called a seismograph. A seismograph is attached to the ground. When the ground vibrates, the seismograph shakes. Let me this.
No, that's good, Ethan. You're not going to read that. Let's go on to the next page. Remember, stop right there.
Scientists describe the seismograph's measurements, which numbers since the 1930s. They have used a system called Richter scale. If an earthquake measures 3.0 on the Richter, people usually can't feel it. Over 5.0 on the scale can cause damage, while the measurement of 7.0 is evidence of a major earthquake. What causes an earthquake? How and why do all these earthquakes occur? Earth has many different layers.
Take your time, Ethan.
Outermost layer is called the crust. It is made up of a huge section called tectonic plates. Below the crust and another layer called the mantle, which is made up of softer rock, which is when tectonic plates push against each other, a huge amount of force or pressure builds up.
Very good. Now, I am going to ask you some questions here. I'm going to be checking your comprehension, alright? What did you learn from this book?
About earthquakes.
About earthquakes? Anything else you can think of? Like, what do the earthquakes do?
They break stuff. They destroy stuff. Like, 3.0 is not a major earthquake. Usually people can feel it. 5.0 can cause damage. 7.0, it's a major earthquake. It causes a lot of damage. And they use a seismograph to measure how an earthquake, and then they look on the Richter scale, and then decimal point, what I said earlier, was
Take your time, Ethan, no rush.
Their scale stuff.
I see they got a pretty good thing. pretty good fluency on this. Okay, I'm staying. I'm going to ask you a little bit beyond the text, okay?
Okay.
What is a fault line and why is it important?
A fault line is like where most earthquakes occur. A fault line like San Andreas Fault, it is near California. In California. Most of all California.
It's a fault line, yeah. Okay, so why is it so hard for people to avoid the danger of earthquakes?
Because there's sometimes they're like a wave. Like it happens, but then it spreads out. It could happen like if there's an earthquake in Sioux Falls, we could hear it. We could get some of it.
Okay. What do scientists need to discover about earthquakes?
How they happen.
How they happen? Do you want to elaborate more on that at all?
Well, they want to learn how they occur and when and how they're happening.
Okay. How would you describe each section of the book you read?
Each section.
So let's look at this first section. Measuring earthquakes. What'd you learn from that?
Measuring earthquakes, Richter scale,
Richter scale? What else?
and the seismograph
Seismograph.
that measures earthquakes, their place, and then they shake when there's an earthquake. And then they draw like on a piece of paper, like it'll do like if it's a big wave, then it's an earthquake. But if it's like going straight and then it's an earthquake.
Okay. How about the section? What causes earthquakes?
What causes them? Well, the earth is made out of like crust. The crust is on the outside and it has tectonic plates. So when they shift, they make an earthquake. So when the earth is moving, they do that.